Hi, Jim.
Hi, Cheri. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very good.
It's a pleasure to speak with you today. I know that you've just finished a project called Birth of Beauty. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Birth of Beauty, the Santa Barbara Rennaisance.
Santa Barbara Rennaisance.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well, it's been a real journey. The film was an evolution with a lot of people contributing and a lot of people participating and getting excited about things along the way and pitching in. So it's had quite an evolution. It started out as an event video, which we were doing the Pro Chase Society annual historic homes tour.
Right.
And so because of COVID, they had decided to do this, and they called me in. They go, "We want you to shoot our tour." And I said, "Fine." I decided I would shoot a tour as if I were a person taking the tour. So I put a camera on my shoulder and followed people around. And they had a couple of speakers, and I put them out on the lawn next to the rose garden. And
so you brought the historic homes tour, the annual historic homes tour, to video rather than...
Right. Members of the Pro Chase Society had a chance to see it. We screened it back in May. But before we got to that screening, what I did is I started to play around with it. I thought, just what if I were a little creative with this? The event's there, it's done, I'm going to show it, we're going to be showing it. And I thought, well, I'm going to put a little music in.
Oh,
I started with a little music, and then I started creating some transitions between some of the scenes and took some photographs and things. And then I started, for the speakers, I put in a few photographs. And we played it for the board, and they got very excited. They were like, "Oh, wow, it was much better." And so they gave the go-ahead for me to do more. So I did more, just a little more, and right away, two of them, a member and a board member, Sue Adams.
Oh, yes.
And Marcella Simmons got together and had this idea. They saw the basic tour, and they said, "We've got to do something about the women." Because the project that we were showing was really planned, designed, and executed by 3 women. And so they said, "We have to highlight these 3 women. We can't just show the place. We have to." So they went and did some research, and they did some interviews. They wrote up a script, and they came back to me with this script, and we went over and shot it with them on screen. And it was a great addition. And it was also the point at which the movie began to have a story. It had a point of interest. It wasn't just a tour. It was now a story of the women. And the story of these 3 women who back in the 20s created this iconic neighborhood that's this place today that, one of the things that Santa Barbara is famous for. People come from all over the world.
And who are those women?
Mary McLaughlin Craig,
Right.
the architect, and Margaret Forsyth Andrews. She had a lot of projects that she financed and designed. And the 3rd woman was Carolyn Hazard. She was the president of Wellesley College. Those 3 women had the vision, the design, the money, the logistical capability to do all that and execute that whole plan. So now we had a story about the women behind Plaza Rubio.
You said something about bringing something to life. And, you can walk down Plaza Rubio and not know anything about it. Still appreciate it for its beautiful architecture and its beautiful setting. But what you've done with this film is to really bring it to life with the people who created it and telling stories that are very unique to Santa Barbara. It's quite a talent to make them come alive.
It's kind of like I've been focused on where's the story, where's the passion, where's the inspiration, and finding some and then sharing with everybody and then see what they bring to the table. So it's been that collaboration of that process of something that brings. I mean, you should have seen when Sue and Marcy brought that, they were just grinning from ear to ear.
I bet.
They were so excited. And they're, "Oh, we're going to be in the movie, and we did this." And that's my, whatever project I'm working on, whether it's a film or a musical project, that's my thing, is to bring people together and to get people inspired and then to get them engaged and participate.
Lovely. Yeah. You mentioned that it's three particular women that the movie is focused on, at a time when women weren't really movers and shakers as much as we might think, but in a city like Santa Barbara, they were able to accomplish great things. How did that happen? It was just circumstances. They had strong personalities.
Well, a little bit. It's
timing.
it's a little bit what we've been talking about. They had a vision and a dedication that allowed them to transcend the social mores of the times.
No matter what. No matter what.
Pearl Chase was a great example of someone. I think you told me this, is people would just say, well, of course Pearl's going to be the one, because who else would make the sacrifice? Who else would work that hard?
So, Jim, what is the greatest challenge that you faced when you were making this film?
Oh God, it was hell. the greatest, I come from the chaotic artistic side, and I'm throwing music in and images and doing things, and interweaving narratives, multiple narratives, and interweaving them. I thought, this makes it so exciting. One person's only on screen for a minute, and then the next person comes, and it's really a journey, And people were going, that was quite a journey, but I'm not sure what happened,
So it's back to the drawing board.
Yeah, over and over and over. And each person that came and watched the movie and sat with me and critiqued it and put time and energy into it, everybody on the board, everybody involved with this project did that. And I brought in literary people, an Eastern European filmmaker. I just was able to totally question myself without giving up, and welcomed it. I welcomed being challenged and welcomed being shown any place that I could be shown that I was off. That was great.
That's so refreshing.
It was great.
It's so refreshing because in your teaching, you learned a great deal. And you are teaching us also how we might be able to work better together by listening and collaborating.
Yeah. Well, openness and humility is really important. But that doesn't mean shutting yourself down.
Right.
That doesn't mean making myself small.
No.
That doesn't help either.
Of course.
I feel like I'm part of a grand experiment here. With the Pearl Chase Society, there's this promise. There's this promise of durability, of building something built to last. And I believe that should be in their art, and that this movie, my hope, and this movie and the work we do together will be something that has some durability, something that can last, something of substance that somebody 40 years down the road will watch and go, wow.
Yeah.
And it'll inspire them.
If somebody wants to see this film, how do they do that?
Well, we've entered it in the film festival, but we don't know yet.
In the Santa Barbara?
They're going to let us know on the 1st of February.
Okay.
Either way, we are going to make sure it's available. I plan on doing a screening at the Riviera or somewhere, if it's not with the film festival, to go ahead and, that's something we'll have to talk about.
Thank you, Jim. It's been so lovely to speak with you and to learn so much about this wonderful film that you've created.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really excited about where this is going to go. I've had such a great time with this, and I'm so appreciative. It's really been an honor for me, and I'm really excited about what this film might do in the future. So thank you for having me.